This is my turbocharged CRX. B18C, big Borg Warner turbo, needs a lot of fuel to make a lot of power, and it does that with this system. It has an eBay fuel cell, and it's got good Fuel Lab fuel filters, and it has AEM Bosch 044 style pumps, and it's got a lot of connections. That's one of the things I don't like about it. But the biggest thing is that this fuel cell smells. It's leading a lot of gases, fumes. There's like literally gas always. This towel is here because I always have to wipe it off. Why did I do this setup? Because it's cheap. This fuel cell is like $100. But now that I've had it for a year, over a year, I've learned why. And now we're switching to Radium, which is FIA rated, SFI rated, SCCA rated. This is just a metal can. It has no ratings. It's basically a death trap. And now instead of external pumps, we're going to have internal pumps. And instead of external surge tank, we're going to have an internal surge tank. So aside from being way safer, it's also going to be way quieter. I have all of this foam here because this is super loud because the fuel pump is exposed here and the other fuel pump back there. And it's so annoying to drive with. It also scares me. Literally, after every lap of autocross, I have to come out here and wipe gas off and hope that they don't notice at tech that I did that I'm doing that. It's terrible. We're doing this. It costs a lot more, but it's way better, and it's worth it. This Radium fuel cell, made right here in the Pacific Northwest, has anti-slosh foam, and then that green you see is a big bladder around the whole thing, so that if this gets impacted and punctured, the rubber bladder will keep the fuel inside. This fuel cell is just a metal can. It has no anti-slosh foam, and if it in an accident, it's just going to start leaking fuel everywhere, like it does during daily use. It leaks fuel. Now this seal is probably my fault. I probably over-torqued it. I don't know. But it's not FIA rated, it's not SFI rated, it's not SCCA rated. And this is a very fast car. It should have safe fuel. My life is worth more than this costs. Now, the AEM fuel pumps and the Fuel Lab fuel filters are all high-quality components. The surge tank is just a metal box from eBay. The fuel cell is just a metal box from eBay. But even though those are all high-quality components, the overall design of the system, while highly functional in terms of delivering fuel, I never have any issues with that, is not great in that all the components are separated, so there's a lot of opportunities for leaks, a lot of connections you have to make, and a lot of noise because you have this fuel pump just sitting there in the same cabin as you. And because of the fumes coming out of this, I cannot drive this with the windows up. Like, it is bad. Both this Radium setup and this hodgepodge setup feature a surge tank. And that is this guy right here. It's easier to demonstrate here. This pump, which we might call the lift pump, is connected to here, which has a tube going to the bottom of this. And it's feeding through the fuel filter into this. So this surge tank is under pressure so that it's always filled. And if it's overfilled, it'll just go return back to the fuel cell. And the reason this is always needs to be filled is because while this car is experiencing lateral G-forces, or front and back, the fuel sloshes around, which may avoid the pickup in here, but because this thing's always full to the top, this will not have a fuel starvation issue under sharp braking and turning, so that it can always send to the next fuel filter and off to the fuel rail at the front of the car. The Radium is going to do the same thing, but it's going to do it all internally. So this is going to be the surge tank, and it will also feature a lift and sending pump. But because it's all contained, it won't be nearly as noisy, and it won't have as many leak points, potential leak points. So the new setup is using the new setup is using Walbro 255s, which is way smaller than these AEM, which are over 400 liters per hour. But Tony from AE Race, ae-race.com, assures me that that's going to be enough for this engine, which will also help with the noise because they're going to be quieter than these big AEMs.
I should be able to reuse most of these lines because the flow out to the fuel engine is still going to be 8 AN, and the return lines are still going to be 6 AN. So I shouldn't have to remake any of the lines. These are all PTFE, so I'm ready for E85 whenever I get to that.
So this FCSTX, which stands for Fuel Cell Surge Tank, supports 3 Walbro 255s to pull out of the surge tank. We're actually only going to use 2. The third one's in there for demonstration purposes. You see that it pulls through the screen, and then it all gets sent out through that AN fitting. I got the fuel cell out, only spilled a little bit of gas from this line. All of this I bought with my own money, except for I think Evil Energy sent me fittings. This I bought with my own money. None of this is sponsored. It's an investment in my sanity and my life so that I don't light on fire and die or slowly get brain damage from gas fumes. Everything is unbolted, and I'm pulling these components out and trying not to spill too much fuel, but you know, I'm not spilling no fuel, that's for sure. Oh God. Every time I pick this up, I have to switch it from on to off.
Oh.
And every time you pick it up, you have to switch it from
right?
off to on. And I am uninstalling this fuel system while Tony is assembling the other fuel system. Ow. I mean, surge tank, this thing is full of fuel. Another mistake I made is I put this spray paint truck bed liner down to make this like black and textured, and it is not fuel resistant at all. If any gas touches it, it immediately melts it. So the correct thing to do would be like a Raptor truck bed liner or something more resilient. That's a lot more inconvenient to apply, but it would actually last. Whenever I need to try to make something straight off of another reference, like in this case I want these bars, these mounting bars for the fuel cell to be perpendicular to the strut bar, these laser levels are the best. After using nearly every tool I own, even that guy, we are all plumbed and wired. It has no gas, so I'm going to put a little bit of gas in here and then cycle the pumps and check for leaks. The old fuel cell has many gallons of gas in it. I'm going to use this electric pump. I said check for leaks, but there's way fewer places I can leak now, since instead of a bunch of external pumps and connections in an external fuel surge tank, it's all internal. There's nowhere to leak. This is for the fuel gauge, which I haven't set up yet because I still have this. But we have the fuel filter here, so that's a leak place we're going to make sure is not leaking. And then these two, we're going to make sure these aren't leaking. This is the vent, so no fluid goes in here. So that really can't leak. So the pump out to the filter, to the fuel rail, and then from the fuel rail back on the return. These are what we're going to make sure is not leaking. So, ignition, we'll change this to something that shows fuel pressure. That is so quiet. Battery is looking a little low. Oh, good. Oh, good. That is so much quieter than those exposed fuel pumps were. It runs. It says I have 4 PSI, but that's because I need to fix the setting in my ECU. So it's actually off by 1 decimal place. So it's at 40, which is exactly what I want. Now I'm polluting my house, so I gotta turn around.
Just a mild hum because it's all enclosed. You can see I had all this sound deadening that I did before with these like acoustic panels that I'm gonna leave, but I don't really need them nearly as bad as I did before. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm gonna have to do some driving and build confidence that it's not gonna leak and check it every time I drive around. And of course I'll have to test this under boost and configure that third Walbro that right now is not hooked up. It's gonna be sent to the ECU so that it only kicks on when I'm under boost, which is another way that I'm keeping things quieter, by running only the fuel pumps that I need when I need them. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of thing, because I make these kind of videos all the time.